Hi everyone, MJ here. All right, your favorite live streamer from Taiwan. How's everything going? I'm here at Win-Wins. You see the new, slightly rebuilt Win-Wins, and she's actually closed now. But for some reason she's staying late, and I don't know what it is. I think there's some people inside. Anyway, Jay Boy, fist bump to you. Nice to see you. Drinking Kirin beer, and I've been having it soaked in ice water. I've got my my Black Hammer beer holder. This is really cool. It's got a little skirt around it, you know, screws in. All right, let me take this off because I don't actually have to have this on. All right, you know, the funny thing is as you know, we've been battling COVID-19 in Taiwan and doing a pretty good job at it, actually. And I know around the world people are complaining about mask mandates, and there's all kinds of stuff going on in the States. You know, I got to tell you, I don't care if I never go back there. That place is just so divided, and but that's another story. Let me do this. Let me show you today's story, okay? Now here's today's story, and I'm going to do it like this. New COVID-19 cases in Taiwan dropped to lowest since mid-May. Today, Thursday, we reported 6, and in Chinese that's Liu, and we use this for the symbol like this. It's kind of funny. This is 6. 6 new domestic cases. That is, well, it's unbelievable. We have mask mandates here, and nobody complains about it because we know they work, you know. And it's pretty interesting how, you know, I was born and raised in the U.S. I know it is. It is great news. I was born and raised in the U.S., and I have the same views of freedom as other people, but sometimes you just have to do things. And I'm not saying that, you know, you have to get like mandatorily vaccinated or something. I know it is. I just, you know, I'm hearing all kinds of conflicting stuff, you know, so you got to do one or the other. You got to do something. But anyway, so I'm waiting for the, when I finally have, when I finally have access to one of the Taiwan vaccines, the ones that I know are traditional and aren't experimental, I'll take one of them. Because they use the same technology as the flu shot. I get the flu shot every year. And that's all I want to say about it, because it's just crazy. Anyway, the other thing I'm tired of is I'm tired of hearing the arguments that unvaccinated people are endangering vaccinated people. How is that possible? If you're vaccinated, they're telling you that you're safe. So how can an unvaccinated, that's the whole point of the vaccination, to protect you from the virus. Where the hell do you think the virus comes from? It comes from other people that have it. Doesn't matter if they're vaccinated or not, because you can still get it. I'm just tired of this rhetoric, you know? Really. I hear this all the time, and it's just, it's crap. People do not know what you're talking about. And you know what I did? I researched the 1918 pandemic, and guess what? There were no vaccines, and there were variants, and it came in 3 waves. Duh. This is what viruses do, regardless of vaccines. So there's some reason, and this is what bugs me. There's somebody wants you to take those drugs. Somebody wants that stuff inside your body for some reason, and I don't know what it is. But the more they push, the more people are going to resist. So we have 2. of the Taiwan versions. and they're coming online soon. So, and one of them is called United Biomedical, and the vaccine is called UB612, and it looks really, really good. It is a traditional vaccine. That's why it's coming along so late, because it's not a messenger RNA, which I'm going to tell you, MJ refuses to take messenger RNA. See, do you guys eat genetically modified foods, GMO? Or do you go to the store and you buy stuff that says non-GMO? Tell me. Like I have, I take 32 supplements a day, right? And some of my supplements have a sticker on top that says non-GMO. That's good. Dr. Sears talked about what he calls Franken foods. There's a Franken fish that exists. It's a DNA. It's a genetically modified. It doesn't exist in nature. It's a genetically modified creature that's supposedly to try to, yield greater portions of nutritious fish meat or something like that. And who knows what it does. There are people who won't eat genetically modified foods, but will inject RNA code into their body to make spike protein. That to me is a huge contradiction. I don't eat GMO foods, and I don't want to become a GMO, so I'm not taking messenger RNA, anything. So I'm waiting for the UB612, but there's another one too that we have in Taiwan, and it just got the emergency use authorization, and it also is a traditional type vaccine. And my doctor checked it out, and he says it's good. But he did point out that none of them, zero, none of them have been adequately tested. So. Now that we got all that and that big diatribe out of the way, how's everybody else doing? Look, I was here at Win-Win's. I got to show you this picture. How's that, folks? Is this not like a standard Win-Win's staple food? I mean, look at this. This is just soy sauce. It's 4 eggs, and they call it Jiangyou Gao, and it's, the thick soy sauce. I mean, look at that. I should just leave that up here. I should just leave that picture up for the rest of the live stream. Anyway, now I decided to come on a little bit later than I normally do, and it looks like that many viewers. I don't have that many viewers anyway. Alright, so what's going on with JTS? There's some stuff that I can't tell you that I'm privy to with JTS, but JTS has yet a new karaoke mic, and it's a lot less expensive than the orange one that I showed you guys. It doesn't have, the plug-in receiver. But let me tell you what it does. Now, the one that I showed you does this too, but I didn't try it out. I read the user manual in, hey Mike, how you doing? Fist bump. I read the user manual in Chinese. It's a Chinese user manual, and I guess I missed this function. But those karaoke mics transmit on the FM radio band, which means that if you're in your car, you just tune to a spot on the dial that doesn't have any station, and you set your microphone to that frequency, and suddenly, boom, you're in the car, man. And whatever you Bluetooth with your phone to that karaoke microphone, it goes to the car stereo, and suddenly, so can you imagine, like, for a tour bus, or you're a van, you're a family traveling on the road, you got a couple kids, and you have one of these karaoke mics, and you know, mom or dad is driving, and so you know, mom or dad who isn't driving can manage the, you know, the songs, and amazing, and it's just, you know, you can keep people occupied and happy, you know, for hours and hours. Hey, thanks, Dean. Fist bump. You deleted the YouTube app? Because otherwise it's kind of hard. I mean, you can watch YouTube, you know, like on a browser, but there are a lot of features of the app that make it worth having. So anyway, I'm glad that you reinstalled it. Anyway, before I forget, please join us on livestreaming.technology. It's an open forum for anyone who's interested in live streaming or content creation, and viewers as well as live streamers. You know, we're slowly building up our user base, and it's actually, I think it's a nice site, and every time I live stream, it makes a post on the site with an embed, and the video's right there. So it's nice, and you can leave comments on it. You know, if you want to leave some comments that aren't tied to YouTube. See, Dean's talking about chatting and stuff. Dean doesn't really like the YouTube app. So if you want to leave a comment about a live stream, you want to interact with the live streamer, you can do it right there on livestreaming.technology. That's the way to do it, because it's a forum. All right. Now, I ordered some new recording monitors, and they're supposed to come here Monday. And I got these things are monsters. They're the Atom T8V, that's Tango 8 Victor, Atom Audio, but they're made in Germany. It's amazing because they're not all that expensive, you know, relative to what you're getting, but they're just monstrous, unbelievable monitors, and I can't wait to get them and put them in my studio and you know, hear the detail that I was missing with my other monitors. So in the next couple of days, I'm going to be building some mounting wings on the side of my my furniture console to hold these monitors, you know, at the correct angle. So, you know, you got the equilateral triangle. But I'm really looking forward to that. So you're talking about Dave, you know. What do you guys think of Dave's live streams the last couple of days, huh? I mean, he's been hanging out. He's got a couple of days off, and today, you know, the giant squid, man, that thing was like, that was off the charts. What is this thing? It's a box. That says Gucci. What do you think the likelihood of that being actual real Gucci is? Yeah, okay. It says Gucci, and it has a mobile phone charger. And if you look over here, see the prongs in the mobile phone charger? That's like a mobile phone charger that you would use in Indonesia, or maybe, well, I guess the UK has that two-prong too, but fake stuff. So it has been rainy. We've had that typhoon a couple of weeks ago, and it brought a bunch of rain. It's funny because right before that typhoon came, the government was at the point where they were going to institute rationing, and they're going to cut everybody's water off. They already informed us that they're going to cut our water off like 2 days a week. Now, all the houses in Taiwan have water tanks on the top because we don't have a pressurized water systems. So our water systems are gravity fed, but we have a pump. So I actually had to replace that pump myself, but I have a pump on the side, and it has to have a head that can pump like 5 stories up to the top of the tank. And so I put the, last time the pump burned out, yeah, and so I have 2 tanks. I have no idea how many liters or whatever they hold, but they're monstrous tanks. And so if we, if the water's cut off for a week, I mean, seriously, if we lost our water for a month, and we were careful not to waste it like on washing it, I'm not talking about like survival situation. If we're careful to only use it for drinking, limited cooking, it would last a month or more, but we were almost ready to have water rationing, and then we had that typhoon and it filled all the reservoirs. But now we've got too much water. In some places it flooded the other day down in Hsinchu City, and a couple places in Jubei that we normally go. My wife showed me some pictures. I'm like, yeah, I know where that is. It's right down the street. And it's, flooded. Anyway, so ever since that typhoon came, like the skies have been cloudy, which is for me, see, I love the moon. You guys know this. I love the moon. I bought one of those levitating moon lamps. They're fantastic. I love it. And I like watching the International Space Station, but there have been a couple of meteor showers. Like there was one just this past weekend. I couldn't see it. There's one that's starting like on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. There's actually I guess there's, what do you call it? There's 2 intersecting. I know, isn't it? It really, really is. There's 2 intersecting. Anyway, there's several concurrent. What I'm trying to say, there's several concurrent meteor showers, right? And so I want to see them. Now, Taiwan is notorious for bad weather at certain parts of the year, but like, for example, if you like to bicycle, they call this the bicycle heaven, this cyclist paradise, because you have like so many months, even into like December and January, that you can cycle, and it's nice here. But for some reason, when the meteor shower season, like the big meteor showers come, the weather's lousy. You guys know, because I've talked about this before. The times I've taken Phoenix out, to see meteors, it's been cloudy, it's been crappy, and poor kid, she falls asleep in the car and stuff. And my wife and I will see 2, or 1. So the last time we had a meteor shower and it was clear, I just sat on the roof of the house, and I have that, that lounge chair. You guys see me sit in a lounge chair, and I sat all the way back, and I had Phoenix just basically lay on me with her back against my chest, and I just, put my arms around her, and we looked up at the sky, and she saw a couple of meteors, and it had a really big impact on it. She loves that stuff. And I was looking forward to showing her some of these meteorites, or not ice, but meteors last weekend. No. And so now we got another typhoon, and this one actually snuck around the other side. It's very unusual because most of the typhoons come from way out in the Pacific, way far east, and they head west, and they either go into the Philippines, and it's funny, 9 out of 10 times they hit the Cagayan Valley where my friend Sonny lives, and I showed you pictures of his place that got devastated before. It either hits that. I mean, the Philippines is not a rich country, and people live, close to the poverty there, but they're always getting clobbered by terrible weather. It's ridiculous. It either goes to the Philippines, or it hooks north and hits Taiwan, or it hooks more north, misses Taiwan, goes up to, it'll go like, it'll hit Ikagashi and a couple other Japanese islands, in the Okinawan chain, or it'll go up to mainland Japan. And that's what happens. But this particular typhoon started on the west side of Taiwan, in the Taiwan Strait between Taiwan and China. And so right now, the main body of this typhoon, I guess it's just a big tropical storm by now. It's in China. But of course, you know, the influence of it, because it's not, you know, like a little thing, it's a big thing, and it's throwing water around here. Now, it's not raining right now, but it was raining earlier. I installed exhaust fans in my foyer. I have a foyer in the front of my house, and it's, you know, it's stainless steel. It's a stainless steel frame, and you know, Dave and Casper and Jevons and many of the live streamers have been over my house and seen it. I got windows in the front, windows in the bottom, windows in the top, but it's like a clear, you know, foyer. It's completely waterproof and all that, but it gets hot in there. So I installed exhaust fans that come on. You know, I put some a sensor in there with automation and stuff so that it comes on, depending on the temperature. And the last 2 days, the fans have hardly come on at all because we had such terrible weather and no sun. So, yeah, well, we want to see that, Dean. Okay, take care, man. But I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to go to Colorado and you're roughing it, you don't need to go to the barber, man. You need to grow beer, okay? I mean, you need like the Grizzly Adams. That might be before your time. I might be aging. I might be dating myself, which I do all the time. But, yeah, I mean, okay. I understand you want to, you know, gentlemen and all that. You want to look your best. It's cool. But seriously, we want to see that. You're going to Telluride, right? Is that what you said? Dean actually made a post on livestreaming.technology about that. And Dean, we'll talk about this later, we can use automation to upload your streams to livestreaming.technology, but you don't actually have to do that. You can just post them manually if you want to. And as long as it doesn't, you know, as long as your live streams don't occur at some, you know, ungodly hour for me, I'll be there. Okay, now this is my last beer. I like this. This is Kirin. They call this First Press. This is 100% malt. Kirin Ichiban is my favorite Japanese beer. Over the years, I have really come to appreciate this. Hey, wait a second. There's stickers on here. Oh, I didn't know this. I threw a couple of these away. I better take a look at this. This is supposed to open this. Let me show you this. Well, let me show you on the one that's not there. I just noticed, you see this? And up here in the corner right here, it says open. So if I go like this and I peel it back with my big, okay. Ooh. There's a QR code. Now obviously I'm using my phone, so I can't scan the QR code. But hey, I got 4 cans. Let's see, because they have numbers on them too. Oh, they're all different. I'm going to have to go get those other cans and see what they are and scan them. This is really interesting because they have a lot of stuff like this in Asia where people use QR codes a lot to do giveaways and things. It's really cool. So I'm going to stick this in here. I'm going to see how bad it overflows. Anyway, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep the beer cold in my holder. There you go. And this has a collar on it, see? It's a rubber collar, see that? And it fits over the can, slides down, whoops, yeah. And you screw it in, and there it is. And this actually fits a beer bottle too, and that collar fits a beer bottle really nice. Those 300 milliliter bottles. I didn't notice that, I didn't notice these points. And it says ETN right here. It says 1 point on the front of this in Chinese. Who knows? They're always doing these little things. I like that. I don't know what you guys do in the States because I haven't lived there for 17 years. But back when I lived in the States, everything was probably about 8 or 9 years behind what was going on in Asia. I understand now you guys all have bubble tea and all that stuff. What I used to do when I would visit Taiwan is I would bring practically an entire suitcase back full of like snacks and like 7-Eleven drinks and things, and the idea was that it would sustain me for a couple months till I could come back. But that smoked plum juice that they have here is just off the charts. If you guys have never had smoked plum juice, you really, really owe it to yourself. Now let's do this because, I don't know, I guess we got, might be hard to see the chat. Now, if you guys haven't seen this, this is my Batman shirt, man. And I'm a Batman fan, I just don't, just not real vocal about it. Now today, I was out and about, and I picked up this interesting device. Now if you look at this, you see a fan blade, but it's not a typical fan blade. Excuse me, I'm burping because of the beer. If you look on the end, you see maybe it is a squirrel cage. So, at first, you're thinking that this fan sucks air in here and blows it out here, right? That's what I thought, but that's not. This is the input, this is the intake, and this is the output. So the air comes in here and goes out here. And what's significant about that is there is a strap. So basically, take my mask off for a second. You hang this thing around your neck, and it has an adjustable, adjustable length. Okay, and you can that's the ice machine making that noise. You can cinch this up a little bit. You turn this on. There are 3 levels, and it blows air up. And it cools you down. It's amazing. And I gotta tell you, the thing works. I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. So another reason I got it is because it would be, because of the shape of it, it would be very convenient to use to cool a mobile phone when you're streaming. Now, it also has a kickstand. So you can aim it like that. You can just, have it pointing at you. And that's the thing that I was thinking about. Sometimes when I'm using my gimbal at some of these places, and the phone really isn't that far off the surface, of the table, I could have this thing maybe blowing at the back. The problem is, though, of course, wind noise on lights. But if it's in the back blowing on it, it should be okay. So this is pretty cool. So this is my it's my little cooler. You can walk around and just, so, because it's hot with the mask on. And I have my frame inside the mask, plastic frame that keeps it from collapsing, so it can be as hot as it wants. It can get wet, all that it wants, and all I gotta do is just leave it on, the highest level and just, there you go, folks. And I like how it lights up. It's Taiwan for you. The other thing too is that light also lights up when it charges, but it flashes like this, you know, so you know that it's charging. And then when it finally goes off, then you know that that you're charged all the way. So maybe I should do a deal for some Taiwan Live TV branded fans. That's pretty cool. Now I used to have a fan I carried with me in my bag, and it was a round cage with a battery on it with a handle that used to fold out, you know, so it would be like the handle with the you know the cage and the impeller on the top, and then you would just fold it up. But that eventually wore out. All right, so I'm really excited about getting these monitors. I'm getting another monitor controller too by Mackie, because you have to have monitor controllers to control the monitors, and you know, that's something that didn't exist as a product until relatively recently, because in the old days people always used consoles, and like my Soundcraft Ghost and my Behringer X32 all have like control room sections for controlling the monitor levels. But these days, a lot of kids, you know, making recordings in their bedroom, all they have is an interface, and they don't have really control over monitors. So, and they don't have talk back if they want to have, you know, cues for a studio and stuff. So, yeah, there you go. All right, well, I think I'm going to wrap this up. This is going to be a short one. I just want to say hi, everyone. And you know, I usually come on Thursday night, and I should probably do a studio show on Sunday. Let me think about that. See what I got going. And I got a new mounting arm for the for my broadcast mic, and boy, it's so much larger, has a greater reach to it, and it's big difference. And so I'm still using the JTS JS1P mic, and you know, George has been really good about letting me keep it and use it. It's a fantastic mic. But I got to tell you, some of the stuff that they have shown me that's coming up is so amazing, and I'm going to be doing some product introductions for them, and you're going to want to see those, and you're going to want those prices, or you're going to want those products. What we're doing is we're making a new purchase portal to make it easy to buy these products, and then we're going to make all the promotional videos. But the biggest problem right now is the worldwide shortage of parts. One of the reasons that I ordered these monitors and this stuff that I've ordered right now is because prices are going up. My biggest customer, you guys know I'm in manufacturing, and my biggest customer, you know, he does ocean freight. I send him, you know, stuff in a container, right? So it's not small time, it's big time stuff. And he told me that the last shipment that I sent him cost him 3 times the amount that the previous shipment cost him. Behringer and many other music industry companies are adding $200 and $300 surcharges on top of ordinary products because of shipping. So I'm going to be working with JTS and with George and see what we can do through my company and my contacts and my factories that I have, you know, to try to reduce some of these lead times to get those products out. But so that's what we're looking at doing starting in August. I'm hoping that by the end of August, I'm going to have some JTS new product videos on YouTube and probably Facebook, wherever they, you know, they have a presence, they're gonna put the videos. Volkswagen, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing, and I love helping people make money. I just love it. All right, so you can find me at TaiwanLive.tv. You can find me at livestreaming.technology. So contact me if you got some ideas, want to do something. But thank you so much for joining. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll see you guys on Sunday, unless something really cool happens in the next couple of days that I need to showcase for you guys. So see you soon, and fist bump to everybody. Here's the big finger, and let me just play. I got an outro that I want to play, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you, like I said, on Sunday. So here you go. Bye-bye.